Mwa Sa Li Sa is a game for 3 to 6 players. The aim of the game is to play all your cards and finish the game with fewer funny cards. At the beginning of the games, each player chooses a color and receives a hand of 6 cards: sac marron, lézard, dodo, lichien, zaco, tang. The player with the most pets at home, or the player who's lost the previous round, starts the game. He deals the cards and plays one animal of his choice face down and announces an animal of his choice. He could say, for example, "It's not my dog who did it, it's a monkey." He can, of course, choose any animal and he can lie if he wants. That's the fun of the game. The other players then try to cover his card as fast as possible by playing another animal card by continuing the chain of accusation. "It's not a monkey, it's a..." and they name any other animal of their choice. Remember, they can lie too. But beware, any player can, if he wants, interrupt the game when a card is played and accuse the player of lying, accusing him of playing another animal instead of the one announced. If so, the card is revealed, and if the card matches the announced animal, the accusing player gets a funny card. But if the card doesn't match, the accused player who receives a funny card. The game continues to play until a player's animal is found guilty. An animal is guilty when a card is played and the player announces an animal and no other player has the requested card in hand. The round ends. The player takes a funny card from the pile and the cards are redistributed to all players for the second round. A game of Mwa Sa Li Sa is played in 2 rounds. At the end of the second round, each player counts the number of funny cards they received. The player with the most funny cards loses the game. In case of a tie, the player counts their cards, and the one with the fewest cards in hand during the last round wins the game. If a tie persists, the tied players share the defeat. That's the game, but there are some special rules you need to remember. Rule number 1. Through bluffing you can get rid of your funny cards by giving them to other players when you correctly accuse them. Likewise, if you wrongly accuse someone, he can give you one of his funny cards. Rule number 2. If multiple players play their cards simultaneously, the player with the card at the bottom is considered to have played first. The other players retrieve their card. Rule number 3. If multiple players accuse a player simultaneously, the first player to launch the accusation is considered to be accusing the player who just placed the card. Rule number 4. A player who plays aggressively and harms other players when playing the card will receive a warning from the group. After 2 warnings, the player receives a funny card as a penalty.